Hello, this is a free call from
An offender at the Chillicothe Correctional Center.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello?
Hey, Gypsy.
Hi, Miss Erin. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm so sorry that I didn't call at the time that I was supposed to.
It's okay.
I had someone to call at that time. I call that person every Saturday at like 6:30, and we stay on the phone for hours on end. So I'm like, I missed the time that I was supposed to call.
It's okay. You don't ever have to worry about that. Just try me until I pick up. We'll keep talking. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I had a good birthday. I got
Yeah, what was it like?
Huh?
What was your birthday like?
Well, I had like a little party a couple weeks before my birthday, and we had like cake and we played games and stuff. So we had a party before my birthday, and then on my birthday, I had got a bunch of cards, and letters, and I had a lot of energy, so I just did laundry and did some schoolwork and watched some TV.
So it's simple but good day.
Right, it's just a good day. Yeah. Yeah. There was, I was wondering, Mom had said something about, you talked to Miss Donna.
Who?
Mom had said, that you had talked to Miss Donna about, me doing the
2020 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling about that?
I want to do it.
Nice.
So, I mean, I don't know. I know the contract ends this month.
Right.
So, I mean, it's kind of up to me and Dad and stuff, and we all kind of agreed that we'd like to do it. And I know Dad's work schedule is kind of strict, so he was thinking for them to do their part of the interview in October.
Right.
Now, for me, as soon as the contract ends, I'm available at any time. So,
right.
Yeah. So, is that a problem with HBO, or is that okay?
Well, I mean, babe, you are your own person. You're an adult, and like I always look at it like it's totally your decision. I think with HBO, they're probably like they don't like it. I mean, it's like, it's like they feel like we did this really big story and like it was a big movie and like it's probably rehashing it, but like this is your own personal story, and like I just think that, I think it just, if there's any way to make it different, to talk about different things, maybe that would be helpful. And also, like, just so you know, like, this is me to you, like, we're not working together anymore. We're more just, like, we're just friends.
Okay.
You don't have to answer questions you don't want to. So basically there's going to be a ton of lights. There's going to be 10 times more lights than with our setup. It's going to be a very different setup. When somebody asks you a question, I know that you want to be really nice and you want to do a good job. You don't have to. You don't have to answer anything you don't want to.
Okay. That's good to
Like,
know.
like it's just you're going to feel pressure in that situation. And, like, basically a 2020 special, it's a lot better than Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz would be a complete nightmare. But, like, they're going to try to create what's called television moments. Like, remember when we met and I handed you pictures of your mom and you were like, I was like, can you describe that? Like, that didn't make you feel good. Something like that might happen, and you just have to do exactly what you did in the interview. I don't want to do that. Like, that's not something I want to do right now. So you need to feel empowered and have your own voice to be like, this is what I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the lady, Miss Jenner Smith, she had, we've been talking, and I kind of asked her, like, what are y'all going to be focusing on? And
Sure.
so she told me that, yeah, they're going to, tell about the case, but also it's more about my background and the way I grew up and kind of how I'm doing now. And so it's
that's not true, Gypsy. It's not true. That's a television producer, like, prepping you to feel. I mean, maybe it's true, but I doubt, like, unfortunately, I've seen other people do this. Like, they are going to zero in on the case.
Yeah.
They're gonna ask you questions about background.
You know.
Yeah. Like, they're gonna cut out a lot of that stuff. It's what's called a short package.
Okay.
But the thing is, if it empowers you to talk about it, if it's something to look forward to, like, I think you should do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, you survived, you lived to tell the story. Like, I think but it's also about being smart, being in the moment, and not feeling pressured to talk about things that you don't want to.
Right. Because, I mean, there will be questions that I might not want to answer. Because, you know, I answered things for the documentary because I felt it was time to, and I felt like getting it off my chest, and that was good for me. And, yeah,
I'm glad.
It was emotional, but it was something I had to do in order for me to start healing and processing everything. So it did help me in the long run.
And so I think, like, when you do this, and, like, it's just about being thoughtful, like, you know, how do you feel after you do the interview, and then how do you feel when it comes out? Like, just be checking in with yourself, because, like, the Hulu thing might start, a narrative thing might start with me, like, there's going to be a book, like, there's a lot of this stuff ahead, and you don't want to feel like that's too much, you know, da-da-da-da-da. You just want to check in with yourself.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And, oh, my God, I forgot to mention, oh, my goodness, I guess, okay, so there's this company in Germany, it's called Lightbox, and I guess they're doing a documentary, and I didn't agree to do an interview. I know that they had asked me to do an interview for them, but I talked to Dad about it, and I'm like, I already did, you know, an interview for a documentary that was very well done, and I'm very happy with it. And so I don't feel the need to, because I feel like we accomplished what we set out to accomplish. And so anyway, my cousin Tiffany and my aunts and uncles and people like this are doing interviews for it, and they're all ho-hog for it. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, why didn't you guys want to do the HBO documentary? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was too early. Like, we were the first to get there, and, like, honestly, we probably wouldn't have included them. Like, it's about your dad. It's about you. Like, I don't care about cousins. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And it just kind of puzzles me, because whenever I had talked to my cousin Tiffany on the phone, she was kind of against the documentary along with my aunt. And I was like, it's gonna be okay. It's not gonna be what you think. And it took them to actually watch it to understand. And I guess now that from watching that one, they're wanting to participate in a documentary. But I'm like, this one's out of Germany. I don't know anything about it. The lady wrote me once. We haven't spoke on the phone or anything, because I didn't want to take part in it, you know?
Right.
My dad got to meet her because she was down in Louisiana to do the interviews with my mom's side of the family. So, I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like or any information about it. I just know that there's going to be another documentary out there. I don't know any much.
Well, it'll be in Germany. It won't be in the U.S. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think there's going to be another doc project, because the territory is fairly warm. Like, 3 million people saw it. That's crazy.
Right.
Anybody who tries to do it, it's just, I don't know. Like, as the filmmaker, it creeps me out. It's like, I did that. I spent years of my life doing that.
Yeah. No, it's amazing, though. I'm very happy with it. I even got, I'm still getting letters and everything from people who have seen it multiple times and just seen it for the first time.
It's crazy.
So, I mean, I think.
What do people say in the letters?
It's a lot of letters of support, and a lot of it's like, I watched the documentary, it was so well done, they offer their support, and that, of course, their sympathy. So, I mean, a lot of letters are like that. And,
nice.
I had one letter was kind of funny. It was like, do you like your jail outfit?
What?
Yeah,
That's so weird.
I'm like, well, I don't think I'll ever wear stripes and khakis ever again.
Right.
Yeah, but it's crazy, and
for your DOC number. This guy named Jim Farias. He was like, I wrote to Gypsy and I did not hear back. I was like, yeah, she doesn't need to write to anybody she doesn't want to. She doesn't know you. Like, people are weirdos.
Yeah, I know. Like, you have to be very careful about who you write back. Because I had wrote back this one person, and he's, I guess he lives in Kansas City, and he was kind of coming on to me, you know, in a relationship way. And this guy was like 55. You know, no way in heck am I going to be interested in a 55-year-old. Let's be real. And,
Shit.
So he was just being very creepy.
Right.
And so he sent back my picture, because I sent not everybody, but the people that I thought, you know, would like to see how I look now, a picture. And so he sent back my one letter that I sent saying, thank you for your support. And he sent back my picture and was like, oh, well, I asked you if it was okay to write you. Well, don't give out my information to anybody and, you know, forget you and stuff.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, okay, creepy.
She's Louise.
Yeah.
How is stuff going with Christy and Rod? I obviously didn't mention it, but is it going better?
Yeah, it's going better.
Did your dad explain why he brought it up?
Yeah, like whenever I brought it up, he explained to me, and because I had to talk to him again about it, because I was just so confused. And so on a couple weeks ago, before he left to go to work, he had texted Christy, like all these mean things, like, you've gained too much weight, I'm not attracted to you anymore, you need to find a job or I'm leaving, all these things. God. And so I called her because I just felt like something was wrong, something was off. And I felt it in my gut. And I called her, and I knew that she had not been feeling good for the past couple of days. And so I asked her how she was feeling, and she said fine. But I felt like something else was wrong. So I asked her, I'm like, what's really wrong? And she said something is wrong. Dad had texted me, and she was reading his text to me, and I'm like, oh, my God, you know. And the first thing we both came to is, like, he's having a midlife crisis. He's going through a meltdown because he had cut Dylan off from, you know, money because I guess Dylan owes him $5,000 in debt. And
oh, my gosh.
He felt it was time to cut him off. And then Mia has to get a job in order to pay for her new car. Which, you know, she's 16. Yeah, she should get a job to help pay for the car since it's a very expensive, very fancy car. You know, and she just got her driver's license. So, that I can understand. But, I mean, as for mom finding a job, she has a neck injury, and it's hard for her to find a job where she can, you know, do something and it won't cause her a lot of pain. So, I mean, I had to basically talk to her, and both, you know, kind of lend my support out to both of them, and got them to talk to one another, and really figure out the issues that they're having in their marriage. And so after all,
what do you think it is?
Well, I know what it is. Dad feels like he's taking on too much, and that he does everything by himself. And for it just got all too much for him, and he just had so much responsibility. And you know, it was the issue of him wanting to be romantic with her, and her kind of wanting to, conserve money by not going out and, you know, going out to dinner and stuff. That's what she was thinking. And he's like, I just want to do something romantic for you. And so now she realizes, hey, if he wants to take me out to dinner, let him, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's not a big deal if he would take you out. Clearly, the money issue is not an issue to him, you know?
He wants his wife back. Yeah.
Right. So they both understand
This call is
that.
from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
They both understand that, and so they're both going to make some changes.
Well, he should not bring up her weight. That's
I know.
Nice.
I know. I was like, that's just being mean.
It's like we all gain weight. Like that happens.
Right.
She's not that. I mean,
I know.
she's been working on losing weight. That's the only thing where I understand like financial pressures and things like that, but don't insult somebody's weight.
Right. Mhm.
He just was trying to be hurtful.
Right.
And then because he was upset, but he didn't mean it, hopefully.
Right. No, I don't think he meant it. I think he just exploded on everybody. And, I was worried because I'm like, okay, so you put all these rules for Dylan and Mia and Mom. What are my rules? I'm in prison, so what, are you going to cut me off from my $200 allowance? You're not going to come see me no more? What's the rule?
No, he wouldn't do that.
And I was just
But you understand, babe, like, it's normal for your brother shouldn't be taken care of financially. Like, $200 for you, like, you can't help that. But your brother is an adult. He needs to pay for stuff himself. That's reasonable.
Right. Yeah.
My parents would never give me money. They were like, nope, you got it. And I was like, oh, fine.
Yeah. But I was just freaking out. It's the first time that I've ever seen them or, heard of them having a fight. And so it was just kind of a shock to me because I'm not used to that,
Well, also, you're so close with Christy, and, like, she's such a tireless advocate for you. And, like, you guys just speak the same language.
Mhm.
Like, it's just, I don't know, like, I just think it's remarkable. Like, something you just can't talk to your dad about. Like, and you have Christy, and she's kind of an invaluable part of your life, but she comes with the family package.
Right.
So I thought, obviously I didn't talk about it with anybody, but I just thought about it myself, like, how stressful that must have been for you. Like,
well, I'm like thinking, if they break up, will she still love me?
She'll love you, yes, she will.
And so it was stressful, but after, like, the day that he texted her all that, we were talking on the phone, me and her, and her demeanor did not change towards me.
Yeah.
And so that's when I started to realize, she really does love me, and not just because of the bond that me and Dad have. There's a connection, but we formed our own bond by ourselves.
Totally.
So that was a big relief. So things are better in that department.
I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah. And, I broke up with Sebastian.
Why? What happened? I was just about to ask about him.
I was just starting to realize that I don't really want to be with somebody that has that kind of a background. I'm like, I know that I'm in prison, and, I did something wrong, and no, I'm not real Miss Perfect, but, I don't want to be with a drug addict. I don't want to be with somebody that's been arrested 1,001 times and have to worry about that. And through all of this, I've made, friends, and I'm starting to see that there are actually really nice guys out there that are of a better standard, should I say? And
totally.
So
different caliber, yeah.
Right. So I'm just like I'm not settling,
Right. Go Gypsy. This is amazing. You're amazing. That is a lot of growth, and it's just like not settling. I'm so like, go Gypsy. That's what I have to say to that.
Aw, thanks. It's just something, and I talked about it with Mom. I'm like, this is gonna hurt, but it's something I have to do. And she's supportive no matter what. She was supportive whenever I got in a relationship with him, and she was supportive when I decided to end it. So that's that.
I'm so proud. So impressed. I don't like when people say they're proud of me, so I'm not trying to be patronizing. It's just like, I dated complete idiots, terrible, gross people, and I just finally was like, no, I'm going to date a nice person who is lovely.
Right.
So it's like, it
is empowering. Because it's like you're realizing your self-worth, and you don't want to put yourself down or put yourself in a situation that you think it might be an unhealthy relationship in the end,
Right. How did you feel about the Michelle Dean stuff? How have you guys been talking back and forth?
We have a little bit, and I guess there was an announcement made for Hulu in the upcoming possible miniseries or show.
Yeah.
And
involved, like, can you explain to me, like, your involvement and, like, what has Michelle talked to you about the financial aspect of it?
We haven't talked about the financial aspect of it.
You got to talk about it, babe.
We did early on in the beginning, but it's the same result is that they have that law that says criminal cannot profit off of her crime.
I know, but your parents can be given an honorarium.
What's that?
So your parents, like, I remember I gave your parents 5 Gs. Like, it's called an honorarium. And so it's like, you know, basically what they did is for the archival elements for photos and things like that. That's a small number if it's a documentary. It's a way to not pay people for their interviews. I thought Michelle basically said that she was going to set up some sort of trust for you.
I think, you know, I didn't talk to her about it, but Mom did tell me that she said that whatever she gets paid to make it or whatever, that I would get half of it. And that's kind of just like a promise. There's nothing in writing. It's just kind of going on somebody's word, you know?
I mean, I think Michelle Dean is trustworthy. Her and I don't always get along. She's very competitive. But I think that it's just, like, very simple. Like, I'm really excited about this. You know, if there's a way for us to talk more about, like, what you think my involvement would be, what if there's any sort of financial stuff that could happen for my parents. Like, it's scary to say these things, but if you don't say these things, like, it's just silence. And, she basically can do whatever she wants.
Right, and that seems to be what's happening now. It's like the most that I've heard about it is that, you know, it's still very early on, and she has to write the pilot.
And it could be, yeah.
Before the network could even decide if they really want to make it into a show.
Right.
So I think that maybe once it gets closer and they're like, okay, we want to make this, then she can maybe give me some.
But so isn't it being made though? I thought it was announced.
She just said that she was writing the pilot right now, and she has to give the pilot to maybe the producer, possibly. I'm not sure. I don't know much about all this, and they decide if they want to make it or not.
Okay, so that's more okay. I thought the series was greenlit. That's a different thing. That's what's happening with my dad's project with his book, and I'm paid as a consultant. I think that I'm interested. Do you trust Michelle?
I trust her. I'm just coming from a person that really doesn't trust anybody 100% because she's been screwed over so many times. But I trust her to a certain point. I think that as a friend, as a good acquaintance, I trust her. As a business person, I know that everybody is probably, climbing to get the next interview or climbing to make a movie or, beating each other down for the next, big HBO documentary type big deal,
Yeah.
So, I'm cautious.
I think it's all about checking in with yourself and checking in with your gut. If there ever is more discussions, if you want my feedback, I'm non-biased. I hope the project happens. I hope that you're happy. I'm happy to lend an ear. I do think that there should be financial compensation for you and for your family. I think that's fair. I think it's, I know that that's really easy for me to say as a documentary filmmaker who doesn't pay people, but this is narrative. This is your story. If this goes, she will end up making a lot of money.
Right.
So,
and
like,
also,
I think
it's not
that
even if they have that law that says I can't profit off of my crime, I asked her, and they're not, like the pilot and where they're going with the story, they're not putting the crime in there. I asked her, I'm like, towards the end of the season with my story, where does it, like, stop? And she's
well,
like,
what would the rest of the story be? The pilot. It would be the origin.
Yeah, it would be, she said that she wants to write something where, how my mom said that I was allergic to sugar, that I had a sugar allergy? well, I guess she wants to do something where I'm like in the hospital, and my mom is telling the doctors I'm allergic to sugar, and I'm starting to realize that, oh, hey, I could eat a candy bar without breaking out in hives. I must not be allergic to sugar. So I'm kind of realizing that something's not quite right. So it's mainly focused on my life before the crime.
So it all led up to the crime, though.
Right,
Yeah.
all the stuff that led up to the crime. And where she's thinking that it might end is where I'm talking to Mike. Of course, they'll be changing names.
Yeah.
For like more of the background characters, but not of the main characters. So my name wouldn't be changed, not as far as I know. That like Mike's name would be changed, and so it would show me in the jail talking to my attorney and kind of telling him about, about my life. And so that's where she sees it kind of ending.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. Just be talking with her, and she's a weird gal, so she might feel awkward about it, and it's just like, yeah, seeing what's going on.
Yeah, I will, because I know that I have to call her pretty soon to see how things are going in that area with the pilot being written and stuff. So I have to give her a call anyway. And so
yeah.
while I'm talking to her, I'll slip it in there and see what she says,
Yep, I just think it's like, and she needs you, so it's not like you'll say anything that will insult her. She understands that this is just part of what you should be asking about. I think that given that Hulu has picked up the pilot, I don't know if another narrative, because we were going to do a feature film, but HBO is weird about the rights, and I think it's most likely this will be the narrative thing. So I think it's important to push hard on it if possible. But you also don't need to worry about this stuff to a lot. You can ask about it and then leave it be, because you have class, you have stuff it's a small section of life. But I do want to know how the interview goes. When is it scheduled for?
I don't know. We have for the 2020.
Yeah.
We haven't scheduled it.
Will you let me know when you know so I can let HBO know?
Yeah. Because she had wanted to come and visit me. She's on my visiting list. Because she had wanted to meet me. No, I had met her in county, but it was on my sentencing day. I was emotional, so I wasn't really ready to meet anybody or,
We were ready. We were going into our interview, yeah.
Right. And so I wasn't ready to do any, okay, I'll do 2020 right now, or I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was just focused on, getting to prison, getting situated. So anyway, she had been in a visiting forum, and she had wanted to come last weekend, a few days ago, but they couldn't process her visiting form in time. So she wasn't able to come and visit because I guess she has some family that lives in Kansas City. She's from Kansas City. And so she's in town quite often because she has a mother that's sick. So, whenever she comes visit, we can talk about stuff more. And I also have her number. So I'm going to give her a call and see when does she think that they might want to do my interview, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, I think it's just about, potentially asking, how will it be different from the HBO interview so I can prepare.
Yeah.
And just, getting that feedback.
Okay.
Because that was a long one. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. It's so good to hear your voice. I'm glad things are going better with the family, and I'm really proud of you for not settling. And honestly, you sound really great. This is one of the best times I've heard you. Your voice feels so strong. I'm not trying to kiss the ring. I'm just saying you sound really good.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks. That means a lot. Well, you have a wonderful day. I'm going to head out to the library, get some new books out.
You go, girl.
All right.
Very impressed.
All right. Talk to you later.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, babe.
The caller has hung up.